interactions between humans and animals, and over time that's sort of become more specifically geared towards interactions between humans and endangered species. I've been really interested in the spaces that we build for endangered species, or how we view endangered species in those spaces. So this year my work has been looking a lot at institutions of display, like the zoo or the museum, and kind of how traditions of viewing are facilitated by humans. So this work is a response to those conventions where usually the animal is very framed and very contained and very obviously an object of sight. And in a way it's trying to kind of oppose some of those conventions and make a sort of space or a proposition for a space where endangered species that we can't normally access visually are sort of put into this hypothetical area of visuality. I started using charcoals a while back in life drawing because it's a really quick and quite intuitive way to map out things. It's used a lot in observational drawing. So for this work, because I was really interested in constructing and mapping out these spaces, charcoal was the easiest way to do that, but also it has this implication as being dust. When it's on the wall, it can't really be fixed unless you do a lot of work to fix it. So as a temporary work, I'm quite interested in it. I'm interested in its ability to kind of act as this just very dusty surface, and there's that implication of loss that happens with it. It's also very interesting to work monochromatically, where things sort of become more about tone and about form, and you get that sort of removal from reality as well when you just work in black and white. But yeah, it's a very malleable medium, so it's easy to do a lot of different things with it, which is what I started doing this year when I began using masking methods and other little niggly things to flatten it out, but then also get that real smudgy physical kind of thing happening as well. When I'm painting, I do prefer colour. I think there's a lot of richness that can happen when you build things up, but because I was working with this idea of a very flat surface and really directly onto the wall, I think the charcoal, being the simplified sort of medium, has its own special thing going on. I was really interested in implicating the architecture in the role of the work, because a lot of the time the gallery wall can just become this passive platform for work, or the white cube sort of ideal that permeates a lot of art practice. So by choosing the corner, it's a part of architecture that you really can't deny. When you're standing in front of it, you're very aware that it's a built space, like a cube room. I would love to work really, really vertically as well. I think that would be interesting. Anything that kind of changes the way you interact with the drawing is an interesting thing. When you're moving around the corner, you know, things start to shift and things get flattened out when you're standing in one place, and when you stand right in front of it, it's more horizontal, it's more of a band. So there's some weird spatial and perspective things that happen that I was really interested in, especially because it means that the actual spaces, the drawings themselves, also shift perspectives. So there's never anything really properly settled, which is great.